Hi everyone, and thanks for joining me today for a chair Pilates workout. My name's Beth with Bodies by Pilates, and we're going to get together for the next 30 minutes or so to have a workout using our chair. So obviously you need a chair for today's workout. And then I also have a light set of weights. I'm using 2 pounds today, but if you have water bottles or cans of soup or any sort of can, that will do it as well. Or if you have nothing, that's not a big deal. We can always just use our hands. So we're going to get started by sitting on our chair with our feet flat on the ground. I want you to pull up from your core. So really think of yourself as growing even taller, but not necessarily by pulling your shoulders up. Just let those shoulders relax down away from your ears. Your belly is pulling in, so your belly is not in, when it's not engaged, it's going to be falling forward. So just kind of roll back. You'll find yourself on the bony parts of your butt or those sits bones, and then go ahead and lower your chin to your chest. So I want you to lower your chin to the chest, keeping your shoulders back here, and then look center. Good, we're going to do that one more time. Lower your chin to your chest, pull your shoulders down, feel that nice big stretch, sitting up nice and tall, and then look center. We're going to rotate our head over to the right. So without moving your left shoulder, just rotate your head, chin is down over to your right, as if you're trying to look over that right shoulder. And then come through center, all the way over to the left. So I always tell all of my clients that these stretches are wonderful to kind of get everything moving through your sinuses, through your head. Nice stretches for those winter months when things are a little colder. Come through center, over to your right, when things can get a little stuffy. And so it just gets the circulation moving. And one more time through center, over to the left side. Good, come back to center. This time we're going to take right ear to right shoulder. So if you ever feel a little stiff in the morning, try not to hike up that left shoulder, but keep it down, and you're just taking your right ear to your right shoulder, but pulling up. So try not to slouch. And then come up through center, left ear to left shoulder. One more time, right ear to right shoulder. And one more time, left ear to left shoulder. Good. Head's going to come back up to center. We're going to work our way down from our head all the way down to our toes. So we're going to start next with some shoulder rolls. So roll that right shoulder up, back, and down. And then the left shoulder up, back, and down. I always say rolling your shoulders back is important because what we do during the day on our phone, on our devices, usually rounds our shoulders forward. So I never do my shoulder rolls forward, although you absolutely can. We're going to roll them both up, back, and down. So feel the chest sort of opening up here. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to take that right arm up, all the way up, trying to get that arm right next to the ear, and then all the way down. Just starting to move through the shoulders a little bit. So if you feel any stiffness, work on your range of motion here. And then on that left side. Excellent. We're going to start to get a little movement through the spine. So we're going to take that arm up. We're going to follow it with our gaze all the way around. A nice big circle. And then let's go over to the left. Follow it up, around, getting some movement through that spine like you're reaching behind you for something off the shelf. And then over to the right. So do you ever have those days where all you do is reach for something and all of a sudden you hurt your back or hurt your shoulder? We all have those days, and we always wonder, what did I do? Well, maybe we weren't stretching. Our body wasn't quite warmed up. One more time on the left. Excellent. All right, let's do a little spinal rotation now. So take both hands over to your right. Look over that right shoulder. Your hips are still facing forward, but you have rotated right here through your waistline. And then let's go over to the left. So making sure that we're rotating and moving all parts of the body, as we age is so important. One more time over to the right. Keeping that spinal rotation and flexibility. And then over to your left. Excellent. Come back to center. Now we're going to do a little flexion side to side. So sitting up nice and tall, in case we forgot and started to slouch a little, pull up through your core. Arms are just down by your side. Go ahead and just side bend over to your right. So you want to keep that left hip driving down. It has a tendency to lift up. So push that left hip down. You're going to feel this left side opening as the right side contracts. Come right up through center, building it, and then side bend over to your left. This time driving that right hip down into your chair. And again, come up through center, side bend over to your right, drive your left hip into your chair, and then up through center, stacking that spine nice and tall, and then over to your left side. Okay, come right back up to center. Next up, we're just going to get the hip flexors warmed up just a little, as well as engage the core. So I want you just to hinge forward in your chair, as if you're looking over the side of a cliff. And then go ahead and hinge back, keeping your feet on the ground, engaging the core. Hinge forward. And hinge back. Good. Hinge forward. And back. Excellent. Come right back up to center. We're going to do a little seated marching. So again, staying with those hip flexors. Adjust yourself as you need to. If you come a little closer to the edge of your chair, shoulders are back, chest is open. Pick up the right foot, set it down. Pick up the left, set it down. So it's the hip flexor lifting and lowering that leg. So sometimes people are always like, oh, my hip flexors are so tight. They hurt, they're sore. Well, sometimes they are tight, but sometimes they're just weak. And so a little seated marching or even standing marching will strengthen those hip flexors. So it's the hip flexor that lifts the leg and then lowers the leg down. Good. All right, we're going to speed this up just a little bit. So it goes right, left, right, and left. If this does not work for you, you just slow it down to your pace. Excellent. We're going to do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. All right, we're going to pick up that right leg. We're going to take it out in front of us. We're going to bend it back in. We're going to take it out. You're going to feel this quad engaged and bring it back in. Take it out. Bring it in. And out. And in. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. You're going to hold it right there. You're going to point those toes. So point those toes down to the floor and then flex, flex, flex that foot back. Point it and flex it. Are you sitting up nice and tall? Is your core engaged? Are your shoulders relaxed? Hold this foot, rotate it around. Ankle mobility is so important as we age. And then in that opposite direction, this quad has been working the whole time to keep that leg out there. Good. And then go ahead and set that foot all the way down. We're going to lift the left foot. We're going to take it out. We're going to bring it in. So when we bring it in, it's still floating above the ground. Out and in. 4. Grow even taller. 3, 2. Last one, hold it there. Point and flex. And point and flex. Point, flex, hold it, rotate that ankle around. Good, maybe there's some popping in there, getting all the air out, and then in that other direction. And then set that foot down. So good. Okay, so we're gonna try one more thing. We're gonna take both legs up. So we're gonna do it one at a time though. So take that right foot up and then take that left foot up. Did you have to lean backwards? Try not to lean backwards. Try to stay up on those sits bones. Bring the right foot in, bring the left foot in. We're gonna start with the left this time. The left foot goes out, right foot goes out. You can hold on to your chair if you need to. In and in. We'll do one more on each side. Right this time, then left. So you feel the abs engage, down, and now left and right. Left foot, right foot. Good. Down and down. That was so good. Okay. So as we age, also sometimes we find it hard to get out of a chair. So we're going to work on just standing up from our seated position. And so you want your feet firmly on the ground. You want to make sure that if you have a rolly chair, that it's up against a wall so that it can't kind of push out behind you and have the risk of you falling onto the ground. So a couple of ways we can do this. We can always hold on to our chair. We can place our hands on our thighs, or we can cross them in front of our chest. So we're all at different places. So any of those will work for you. But what we want to do, I'll put mine on my thighs for this first one, is you want to hinge forward, looking over. So when we hinge forward, let me just do this from the side. When we hinge forward, we don't want to round forward. We want to hinge. So we hinge forward, looking over that cliff. Our feet are right underneath of us. And then we're going to put our nose over our toes. We're going to engage the quads, the glutes, and the hamstrings, and we're going to stand it all the way up. Beautiful. So when we sit down, we just want to make sure our chair is still right there. And we do it kind of in that reverse order. So we're going to start to bend the knees and push the hips back so they're over that chair. Nose is over the toes. And then we're just going to sit it down and come right back. Good. I'm going to take my hands across my chest to show you how it would be done in this position. So feet are firmly on the ground. We're on the edge of our chair. We're going to hinge it forward. So see how my back is still nice and flat. My nose is over my toes. I'm going to engage my glutes, my hamstrings, and my quads. I'm going to stand it up. Squeeze the glutes on the way up. Good. And then let's go ahead and sit it down one more time. We're going to push the hips back. Start to squat. Lower yourself down. And then just bring the shoulders over the hips. Beautiful. We're going to do it one more time, and we're going to stay up this time, okay? So hinge forward, right at those hip flexors, which we already warmed up. Nose is over your toes. Engage your quads, hamstrings, and glutes, and stand it up. Excellent. So if that was hard at first, no problem using your chair. Just try not to use a lot of momentum, and it'll get easier over time. All right, so we're going to go to the back of our chair here because we want to warm up our feet. So our feet are super important. Obviously, we're on them all day. But one of the things that happens as we age is we start to lose the ability to bend and have flexion at our toes. We start to walk a little bit more flat-footed, and then we risk falling. So we want to make sure that we're able to keep the flexion in the toes. So we're going to hold onto our chair just for a little bit of safety here. I'll be on this angle so you can see. Shoulders are always over hips. So if our shoulders are on one side or forward, that's the way we fall. So if we keep our shoulders right over our hips, we'll be nice and stable. The further apart your feet are, the wider your base is, so you have a more solid foundation. We'll do a few things with our feet zipped up, but right now we're going to have about as wide as our shoulders or our hips. Hands are going to be lightly on your chair. Your chest is open, your shoulders are back, and your core is pulling in. I want you just to raise that right heel and set it down. And raise your left heel. I want you to try and bend at the ball of the foot as much as you can, and then place it down. Bend on the right side, lifting that right heel. Lower it down. Lift the left. Good. Now we're going to pick up that pace just a little bit. So we'll go right, left, right, left. Good. There shouldn't be a lot of shifting in the upper body. Upper body stays right over the hips and we're just bending. It actually feels really good to make sure that you get that flexion in those feet. That way you're able to just squat down, pick something up if you dropped it. Beautiful. One more on the left. All right, we're gonna try both. So you're gonna feel a little bit of heat going into the calves as we do our heel raises. And lower, and lift, and lower. Good. Two more. Lift, lower, lift, lower. So we're gonna speed that up a little bit. Lift it, lower it, lift it, lower it. Good. So hopefully you're feeling just a little bit of warmth or heat going into those calves. Four more. 4, 3, 2. We're gonna hold this last one up. We're gonna see if we can let go with the right. Excellent. We can put that right hand back on. We'll see if we can let go with the left. So you're finding a spot in front of you. Just pull the chin back so that we don't get that tech neck where we're kind of hinging forward with our neck. So pull that chin back. And then we're just gonna see, and we don't have to do this if it doesn't feel comfortable, but we'll see if we can let go with both hands and just find our balance. Last 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. So as I turned, I also sort of lost my balance. You might have seen my shoulders go forward. Okay. So next up, we're just going to go ahead and take a little wider stance. Our toes are going to be laterally rotated out. And we're just going to go down, kind of like a plie. We want to open up those knees over those toes. So down and up. So we're opening up the inner thighs, just moving the hips in all directions. So when we walk or run, we're constantly in one plane, but we want to make sure that we're moving our hips in all planes of motion. Okay. Hold this one down there. Lift that right heel. Lower that right heel. Stay on the right. Lift it. Lower it. Bend those toes. Last 3. 2. Last 1. Come all the way up. Woo, just shake those hips out a little. So we have to even ourselves out. So we're going to go down for one more plie, and then we're going to lift the left heel 5 times. So go ahead, sink down into it. Pull the knees back, shoulders over hips. Lift the left heel. Lower it. Lift it. Lower it. 3 more times. 3, 2, and last 1. Come all the way up. Excellent. Just sway those hips right and left. And then we're just going to do a little internal rotation. So from this position, just rotate those toes in. We've now rotated our hips in, and then bring the heels in. So we're in a little pizza slice or our first position in ballet. So now our hips are open. We're just going to take our feet and take them parallel. So right now they are closed up. We're going to rotate those hips. So all I want you to do, we did that seated marching. I want you just to bring that right knee up in front. Let me see if I can move that chair a little bit so you can see. And then I want you just to open it like you're opening a gate, and then take it down. So you're going to draw little circles with that hip. It comes up in front, it opens out to the side, and it goes down. So this is just rotating the hip in the hip socket, especially if you've had any hip surgeries, hip replacement. You want to make sure that you're moving that hip. We're going to do one more in this direction. And now we're going to change up that direction. So you're going to take it out first. You're going to close it forward. You're going to lower it down. Take it out. Forward and down. Out. Forward, down, and again. Out. Forward, down. Let's go ahead and place that foot down. Excellent. One more thing on this side. So let's do everything on this side, and then we'll do that other side. Kind of walking to the side of your chair to give yourself a little bit of room. We're going to take that same leg we've been working forward. And then we're going to sweep it around to the back, like drawing a half circle. Again, rotating the hips. So when it comes around to the back, you will have to sort of lean forward so that you don't pinch that low spine. And then you're going to sweep it back to the front. Sweep it open, just drawing that semicircle and to the front. Out to the side and back, and then out to the side and front. You're gonna hold it right there. We're gonna pretend like we're stepping over a box. So I want you to pick up that knee, take it over the box, and take it behind you. Pick up that knee, take it over the box, and in front. It comes up and behind, up and in front. One more time, up and in back, and then up and in front. Great job. All right, we're gonna stretch this leg out a little bit. So I want you to stand behind your chair, having a light little grip on there. I want you to take that working leg and take it behind you. So just step that front foot forward a little bit, take your working leg behind you, and then I want you to lunge into that front leg. Now you're gonna want your foot turned forward so that they are facing forward for a greater stretch. So when we turn our foot out, we kind of miss out on a nice calf stretch. So just turn that foot forward and then lunge as deep as you need to into that front leg, but get that back heel down, okay? That's where you get the stretch going down the back leg. All right, come up, standing, straightening both legs. You'll be up on that back toe, and then take it down one more time. It's a nice big stretch. Hold all your stretches for about 10 seconds to really get the benefit. And then go ahead and step it forward. I'm just gonna turn my chair around and we're gonna do that whole series on the other side. So we're gonna start with those hip circles. And so I'm gonna just kind of step off to the side just a little bit to allow my leg to have a little bit of room. I'm gonna lift that leg. I'm gonna sweep it out to the side and then down. So it goes up, out, and down. I'm trying to keep my hips forward so that when I actually rotate this hip, it's the hip that gets the rotation, not the body. And I miss out on the actual stretch of the rotation of the hip joint. Good, we're gonna do one more. Up, out, and down. Check back just to see where your posture is too. And then let's reverse these. So you're gonna take it out first, around to the front, and then down. Out to the side, around to the front, and down. Out, front, and down. And one more time. Out, front, and down. Good, go ahead, set that foot down. Stepping off to the side so I can do my half circles here. I'm gonna take my leg in front. I'm over my hips, so I'm not leaning backwards necessarily, but I'm also not just slouching. So nice and tall, you'll hear me say that all the time. Go ahead, sweep that foot around to the back, and then sweep it around to the front. Sweep it around to the back, and then around to the front. One more time, back, and forward. Good. We're gonna pick it up, take it over that imaginary box and place it in back. Pick it up and in front. Pick it up and back and forward. One more time, we'll take it behind us. And one more time, we'll take it in front of us. Good, and then we'll set that foot down. We're gonna do that stretch on this side. So I'm gonna step my non-working leg forward. My working leg is gonna go back. So I'm gonna step it back. My toes are pointed forward, maybe a little hard to see in this view. And then I'm going to lunge into that front leg. I'm pushing through my back heel. So I get that beautiful calf stretch. I do hinge forward just a little bit so that my back is not sort of crunching in that low lumbar. So if you have any back pain, feel free to always kind of lean forward. We just don't want to hunch forward. So we always want to be nice and tall. And then go ahead and stand it up. We're going to do that one more time. Remember, we're holding our stretches for about 10 seconds each. One more big breath. And then step that foot forward. Excellent. Okay. One more thing we're going to do standing here before we sit it back down is we're going to do a little balance work. So we did it when we were holding onto the chair in our calf raises. We're going to do a little bit more balance here. And so for this one, I want us to step your left foot back, step your right foot in front. You can have a little space between the two. I'm trying to find the best angle for you to see. So they're right as if I am on a balance beam. And then my shoulders are right in the middle. So my shoulders are right over my hips. This is an easy one to sort of fall over. So because we're not staggered, if this is too difficult, you are going to stagger your feet. So you would stagger them just a little bit. But if possible, maybe I'll do it this way. It might be better to say. You're going to put one in front of the other. So as if you're, walking the balance beam, so to speak, that's what we want. And so there is a little gap in between them though. They don't have to necessarily be heel straight to toe. So one in front of the other. You're holding onto your chair for balance. And then all I want you to do is watch that spot in front of you. I want you to lower your chin to your chest. And then find your spot. Lower your chin to your chest. And find your spot. We're going to take it up. So look up towards the ceiling. Go nice and slow here. You can have both hands on your chair if you're facing your chair, and then bring your chin right back to center. All the way up. Remember, don't slouch, and then right back to center. We're going to go all the way down and all the way up without stopping. Okay, so I want you to look down and then come through center, look up towards your ceiling. Look through center, look all the way down. Look through center, look all the way up. Good, this time you're going to come back to center. We're going to go side to side. So as we look, I don't know if this ever happens to you, but sometimes as you look, you lean that way too. People do this in a car where they'll look over and they'll turn as well. We're trying to keep everything from the shoulders down right where it is and just rotate the head so that we don't lose our balance. So here we go. We're going to look over to our right, come through center, over to our left. Come through center, over to our right. Come through center, over to our left. And then come right back to center. Beautiful. Like I said, if that was a little difficult, you could always put one foot off to the side. So then you have a little bit more of a foundation when they're staggered that way. We're going to try our other side to see if one side is just a little bit easier than the other. So you'll take your right foot forward, your left foot behind it. You're back on your balance beam. If that doesn't work for you, you just take a step to the side. You can also kind of bring them, this is also a little challenging, sort of toe or ball of the foot to the arch of the foot where they're right next to each other. This is a very small foundational base too. So this is probably the second most challenging. So the first most challenging is what we're doing today. It's the balance beam. But if you'd like something a little less challenging, you can bring that foot right next to it. Or third less challenging is take it and stagger. Okay, so just a couple options. There's always nice to have some options because we're all at different points in our fitness journey. All right, here we go. And we're going to start by looking up. We're going to look up. Keep those shoulders over those hips, come through center and look down. Look through center and look all the way up. One more time, through center, all the way down. Through center, all the way up. And then come right back to center. How's it going? Pretty good? All right, let's try side to side. So remember, try not to move the shoulders. Wherever we move the shoulders is where we fall. Rotate to the left. Come through center, over to your right. Come through center, over to the left. Come through center, over to the right. And then right back to center. Good. So I had my arm out there. It helped with balance, but you can always have them down by your side. All right. Just sort of shake out those feet a little bit, maybe those knees, those hips, and then those shoulders. We're going to take a seat in our chair. So 2 things. We're going to practice sitting down. Everything can always be turned into an exercise. And then we're going to work our upper body. So let's go ahead and come to the front of our chair. We're right in the front of our chair. So this is where if you have a chair with rollers, you want to make sure that it's up against a wall so it doesn't push out behind you. Chair, just take a little glance. We've already warmed up our spine. We did our spinal rotation. So the chair is right there. We're going to push the hips back. We're going to start to bend the knees and lower it down with control, and then bring the shoulders right over the hips. Beautiful. You're going to pick up your weights. All right, so we're just going to roll those shoulders back. And then we are going to take our arms in front of us. Good. And then down. So these are light weights. I want you to take the momentum out of it. So you're not going to be swinging. You're going to stop every time right next to your hips, and you're going to lift them. And lower them. And lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. Lift. And lower. We're going to hold this one out there. So with our palms facing each other, we're just going to bend our arms in. So it's called a hammer curl, and out. Take it in. So with our elbows kind of out turned to the side, out here in space, we're isolating our bicep muscle. So if this becomes too difficult, a couple options. You can either set your weights down and just use your hands, or you can bring your arms down and do it a little closer to the body. So it'll be a little bit different. You won't feel as much in your shoulders and in your biceps as they are out here in space. We've got 3 more. 2. We're going to hold this. We're going to lift it an inch and lower it an inch. Lift it an inch and lower. Good. So wrists are right over your elbows. You're going to feel this in your shoulders. Remember, your core is engaged, so you're right on top of your sits bones. Your back is nice and flat. You're as tall as you can be. Hold it right here. We're going to open those arms out to the side and then close it. From the front, it looks like this. So we're opening out to a goalpost, and then we're closing it right in front. So we've engaged the pectoral muscles. The shoulders are still working. The biceps are still working. You're kind of leading with your elbows. Think of your elbows leading in and then opening out. And then those weights are just staying right over your elbows. You got it. 3 more. And 2. And last one. Hold it right here. Up an inch, down an inch. If at any time you need to take those weights down or those arms down, feel free to do that. And then whenever you feel rested, you can just jump right back in. Remember to breathe. Remember to sit right on top of the boniest parts of the butt. Those are your sits bones. Keeping your belly pulling in. 3 more. 3, 2. The last one, hold it right here. Extend it and then bend it. So palms are facing forward. Very nice. This is our lateral hammer curl. Good job, everyone. I know it's very hard to keep your arms out there in space. Even when you have very light weights, they get heavy very quickly. 3 more. 3, 2. The last one, we're gonna hold it here. We're gonna take those palms facing up towards the ceiling. Curl it in, curl it out, curl it in, straighten it. This is just our lateral bicep curl now. You can speed it up or take it as slow as you need to. We have 3 more. 3, 2, last one. Take it forward. Palms are facing up. Bend it in and out. Remember, you can always bring those arms down if you need to. This is just our lifted forward bicep curl. 3 more. 3, 2, the last one. Take it all the way down. Woo, roll those shoulders back. So good, that was awesome. All right, we're gonna work our triceps just a little bit. So we're gonna set one weight down as we do this. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see. So for this one, we're gonna be on kind of the seat, the edge of the chair a little bit. I'm going to hinge forward. My hand that does not have the weight in it is just gonna be on my thighs supporting me. I'm gonna take my arm behind me. So everybody's range is different, but what I'm asking for is to take it as high as you can. All right, so the back is nice and flat. You're looking over the edge of the cliff. You take that arm up. From there, you're just gonna bend it. That elbow stays there so it doesn't come back in, stays nice and high like a little grasshopper back there, and then extend it. Bend it, extend it, bend, extend. Good, so we're working the tricep. You want to squeeze that arm as tight as you can. That engages that tricep. Keep the back nice and flat, next in line with your spine. 3 more. 3, 2, you're gonna hold this one up there. It's a little pulse up. You can do it. Last 4, 3, 2, the last one, bring it all the way down. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna turn, or I'm gonna turn, and we're gonna do that other side. So I'm seated near the edge of my chair here. My right hand this time is my non-working hand. It's on my right thigh. I'm going to hinge forward. My back is straight, so I'm not rounding. We're gonna hinge forward, looking over the edge of that cliff, and I'm gonna take my left arm as high as I can. I'm gonna try and pull that shoulder back. And then from here, I keep my elbow right there, I bend it and extend it, in and out. Remember, keep the back nice and long, try to keep that elbow up there. Hitting the triceps is not easy. 4 more. 4, 3, 2. The last one, we're gonna hold it right there. Pulse it up. Up. Really nice. We're nearly there. We have worked every part of our body. We've stretched at the beginning from head to toe. We worked our legs. We worked our core. And now we're working our arms. Go ahead and lower that arm, roll that shoulder back. So good. Okay, you can set that weight down, and we're just gonna come back to the front. We want to stretch our arms a little bit. So when we finished our legs, we made sure to stretch out our calves. Let's go ahead and stretch those arms out. So take those arms nice and wide here, reaching through those fingertips. I want you to go ahead, bring that right arm across, take the left arm and just kind of give it a hug towards the chest. Look over your right shoulder. So you're pulling that arm down away from your ear, so you don't want it up there, and you're just hugging it towards your chest. You're getting a stretch across that arm and shoulder. Take a big inhale, open the arms out, reach. Exhale, bring the left arm across, grab it with the right, look over towards the left. Give it a big hug, make sure the shoulder is down away from the ears. Good, open the arms out for that inhale. Go ahead, lower them down on that exhale. Rotate those wrists around. And then in that opposite direction. Spread those fingers nice and wide. Pull them into a ball. Take them nice and wide. Make a fist. Good. One more time. Open them up. And then I want you to just move each finger Good. All right, take those arms down. Take a big inhale up. Take those arms up. Look up towards your ceiling. As you exhale, cactus those arms out, pulling the shoulder blades down your back, opening the arms out into that goalpost. So the chest is nice and wide. You're pulling the shoulder blades together, okay? Look up towards the ceiling. Close the mouth and drop the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Maybe feel a little throat stretch there. Reach up on that inhale, take those arms up, pull those shoulders down, and then exhale, blow it all out. That was awesome, everyone. I hope you enjoyed it. If so, give it a thumbs up. Watch it whenever you need to stretch and move, hopefully a couple of times a week. And then I will see you right back here on the chair for some more workouts.